Delegates gathering in Davos for the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum are faced with a daunting range of global challenges. Worsening conflicts, worsening climate change, a weak global economy, fears over artificial intelligence, attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. In its report published Wednesday, the summit organisers said disinformation is the biggest short-term risk.
The potential impact on elections worldwide over the next 2 years is significant, and that could lead to elected governments' legitimacy being put in question. And this, in turn, could, of course, threaten democratic processes, lead to further social polarization, riots, strikes, or even intrastate violence.
The summit takes place against the backdrop of two major wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Among those due in Davos are the Israeli President Isaac Herzog, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Chinese Premier Li Qiang, and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Alongside political leaders will be hundreds of the world's most powerful chief executives. Critics say their wealth has increased while billions are getting poorer.
Across the world, people are feeling extraordinary hardship. And at the same time, there's a few sprinting off at the very top into the distance, and some of them will be in Davos. And it is, yes, a space for dialogue, for important discussions, even for holding political and business leaders to account. It's why organizations like Oxfam take part. But it's also not an international democratic space in which, transparent, accountable decisions are being made.
Summit organisers say it's vital to bring together political and business leaders to find solutions to the world's myriad challenges. Henry Ridgewell, VOA News, London.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Waharakha Kwadash, which Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai, that's whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, it's his true name, and the Rakha Kwadash, that is the Holy Spirit. And I also want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well in the scriptures, and salutations to all the brothers out there who are pushing his word in all truth and in all sincerity. And this was just a quick clip, all right, from the news media Voice of America, all right, and they were, as you heard, going into what the World Economic Forum said was the biggest threat, okay, to society. And as you heard, it's what? Disinformation, all right? It's not climate change. It's not these wars that are brewing throughout the entire world, okay? It's not attacks on, these ships that contain all sorts of goods, okay, that need to, get shipped off, throughout the world. No, those things aren't, as important as disinformation, all right? And you see, what's happening is these Edomites, in particular the elites, all right, they're feeling the pressure, all right? They're feeling the pressure, first and foremost, from the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay? Because look, us speaking this truth, all right, us, bringing out the truth of the Bible, that's what's, really scaring, okay, these elites, okay? Because the elect of the nation of Israel is waking up to the lies and deceit that they've been pushing out for so long. Okay, and they know that once the elect is, sealed, their destruction is nigh. Okay, that's first and foremost. Secondly, even carnally speaking, you have all these, what they will call like a truther, right? These independent journalists, whatever you want to call it, right? They're bringing out, a lot of information, true information, I'll say that, that's happening worldwide that they want to cover up, all right? Because you got to remember, these elites, they want to push out a specific narrative, okay? Then they don't want anybody going against it, Because I'll say this, in order for them to be justified in their actions, they got to keep pushing a particular, like I said, narrative so they can fulfill their agenda. All right. And you see, when you have all these different, news sources coming out that are, independent, right? That are bringing out information, it's hurting, their plans. And they need to, in their eyes, they need to figure out some type of way to stop this. And you see, what's going to happen, at some point is there's going to be some type of, event or events that occur that are going to allow them to say, look, we're going to have to, control and censor, which I'll say this, a side note, they're already doing that to a degree. All right. If you speak out against particular, I would say, medical information, you can have your, videos taken down. Or if you speak out against a particular, group of people, okay, or organization, you can get hit with with hate speech, as they say. Okay, so they're already doing, low level censorship, but they want to, escalate it. They want it to be at a point where you can only get your, news from XYZ sources. Okay, like a CNN. All right, MSNBC, Fox News. You know what I'm saying? They only want you to get your sources from, a few companies, and that's that. All right. And you see, we're entering into the time of the famine of the word. Okay. And let me start off with this in Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And you see, this is what's coming. This is what we're getting to. Okay? Like I said, you got, as they said in that article, you have particular governmental officials and particular CEO executives of major companies going to oh man, what is that called? Man, I forgot forgive me, I forgot the city name. I know it's David, if I'm not mistaken. It's David. It's translated to David. All right, it's Davids or something like that. Excuse me, I'd have to rewatch the video. But they're going over there, and I believe that's somewhere in Europe, though. I forgot which country. But point being, though, is they're meeting up, okay, and they're going to discuss how they're going to handle this problem. Okay? Few people with power, they're going to figure out what to do. And that tells you that these elites want to shut you people up, and they want you people to basically just be slaves, where you barely get, some food rations, so a little bit, you got a couple clothes on your back, and then they want you to, to live basically in dormitory style, all right, conditions. That's what they want to do to you people, and then you got to be happy. All right, that's it. That's what they want to do to you, and they really want to kill off a good chunk of the people. This is the agenda of the elites. All right, this is what they want to do. So times are getting serious. A point being, though, is mind you, this organization, okay, that's I'll say this for you Americans, this organization that's not a part of your government is making decisions for you. See, that's what's happening in the world right now. Okay? Well, it's been happening, but I'll say this. Now it's, getting, brought forth, all right, to the spotlight. That basically your government isn't the one in control. Who's in control is the World Economic Forum, the CDC, so on and so forth. These are your, organizations that are telling your government officials, this is what you have to do. We're going to give you some advice, okay? We're going to advise you to do X, Y, Z things. And then and the government officials are going to follow, okay? And you see, just a little side note, the reason why they do all this stuff is because these organizations can't get caught up, all right, with with any type of punishment, so to speak, with the under some type of government law. You see? All right. It's just little slick ways that they do to get out of trouble, so to speak. But let me keep reading. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days of famine saith, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Okay, and this is going into when the prophets aren't going to be on the YouTubes, okay, the TikToks, the Twitters, you know what I mean? All that's, going to go. You're not going to see us in the streets. And then a lot of people who've either, seen us on the, on the streets or seen us on video, whatever, right? Their cousin or their son or their father, was, involved in the truth. Now they're going to try to find them, all right, when all hell's breaking loose. But by that point, you're not going to find the men of the Lord. They're not going to, be worried about teaching. It's too late now. We've been teaching for the longest. You should have listened. That's why the scriptures in the book of Isaiah it says this: seek the Lord while he may be found. And how do you find the Lord? By getting the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from the prophets. Okay? That's how you seek the Lord. First and foremost, getting the understanding from the prophets. Okay? And then after that, once you start getting more understanding, then you start developing your own personal relationship with Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. But I'll say this: you got to go through through a man of the Lord first. Okay? You have to. Whether you believe it, like it or not. Okay? But I'll say this: hey, that time's coming where you're not going to be able to find us. It's going to be too late. That's why the time is now. Get it while you can. Because look, these elites, they're moving in. They're getting tired of they're getting tired of being exposed. Because look, we're in the time of this. All right, let me get this out real quick. In the book of Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, it says that what? Esau is being made bare. Okay? He's being made bare. All right? Basically meaning he's being exposed. Where's that at? Okay, here we go. Straight to the point. This is Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bared. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. You see, we're in that time period right now. Because look, these things weren't being exposed in the 1950s, the 60s, 70s. You know what I mean? These things were not being exposed like this. Things are coming out every day. All day. You see, you got, particular groups of people that have underground tunnels in New York City, right? And, what's being said, it's, used for sex trafficking, for human trafficking. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that. That's a big thing right now. You can look it up. All right. You have the government being exposed left and right. With whether it be some type of scandal. Let's just say an Epstein list. You know what I'm saying? Whether that comes out, or whether particular events during wars are coming out, right? This guy's being exposed left and right. What's going on in the music industry? Out there in Hollywood. So things are happening, and what's being shown to the world is that, one, Esau is the so-called white man. That's his true biblical identity. That's first and foremost. Prophets are saying, look, this is who this guy really is. Okay, that's first off. And then look at the crimes that he's doing. Look at all the heinous acts that he's doing. Look at all the inhumane things that he's doing. Look, this is the guy. This is the problem. And everyone's starting to point to these, individuals. And see, now they're getting backed up to a wall. And they're getting scared because basically people aren't looking to them for answers, for guidance. People aren't seeing them as, the hunk of the earth anymore. People are seeing this guy as the damn devil, okay? As the wicked, as an evil man. And you see, for the longest, Esau, was deceiving everybody, okay? And that's how he was retaining his power. Because I'll say this, you got to remember. See, Esau came in with that sword first, right? He came in violently. But after that, he, those horns that were on his head, so to speak, went back down, right? And, he put on the suit and tie, all right? Spoke softly to you, gave you a smile, a pat on the back, a handshake. And he was making you feel like that he was a changed man, that he was a good guy. But see, now, everyone is seeing his dirty laundry. And he's losing his mind over it. See? But let me finish this off. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare and have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And basically, that's going into the destruction of the Edomite seed line. At some point, the Lord is going to allow them to be completely annihilated. And see, these Edomites, they don't want to talk about that. And they're trying to avoid judgment. They're basically a fugitive on the run. You got to remember, these are they're the reincarnation of Cain, right? In the book of Genesis. And the Lord said that he's what? A fugitive and a vagabond. Okay? That's what Esau Edom is. A fugitive and a vagabond on the run. Okay? They're trying to duck and dodge true justice. Because they're guilty of all these horrific crimes. And see, they don't want to deal with, the judge, the courtroom, the sentencing. They don't want to deal with that. And ultimately, it's what? The punishment. They're afraid of it. Because it's not good. But, hey, it's going to happen anyways. But see, I'll say this. But before he gets, captured, he's going to keep running and he's going to keep fighting. Okay? But let me get this. I think it's in Proverbs, the 12th chapter, to go with this this lesson. It talks about what? That hold on, let me get this. Here we go. It says that what? That the lip of, let me get this, Proverbs 12:19. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. You see, a lying tongue is but for a moment. All right? See, Esau was only able to, promote lies and deceit for so long. It was but for a moment. Hey, the scriptures even say it in the book of Job. What? talks about the hypocrite is but for a moment, you know? The time of the hypocrite is but for a moment, you see? And the hypocrite's an actor, basically a liar. So all these things were eventually, you know, they were going to come to naught. They were going to fall. But see, truth's always going to prevail. You know? See, because the thing about lies, you have to create a web, you know? You got to be like a spider and you keep creating webs. But see, eventually, all that web spinning is going to get you, tied up. You're going to get tied up by your own stuff, you know? And that's what's happening to Esau. He's just getting tied up. And he's like I said, getting exposed, and he's eventually gonna take that big L. All right? But see, with all this being said, this man, he's gonna come down with his wrath. And let me get that real quick in the book of Revelation. See, he knows he's running out of time. All right? He knows he's running out of time. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And you see, these Edomites, they know that they have a short time. All right? You know, in particular, the elites. Okay, they know that their power structure is falling. Even though they're doing all these oppressive things to this world, they see their collapse, their fall. Because look, like I said earlier, in the we could even go beyond that. When 1800s, and I'll even just say, right now, like I said, because I like to use that 1950s, because that's what they call the golden era of Esau, right? That was the height of their civilization. Okay, that's when they had the entire world on lock. All right, the average Edomite, no matter where he was at, was doing great. Okay. And none of the nations were bucking up. Nobody was fighting this guy. It was the only type of wars you really seen was Edomites versus Edomites. That's it. Not like how it is now. We got Ishmael rising up, Moab. All right, these Hamite nations. No, it wasn't happening back then. But now it is. So this guy sees it. Then he's really ultimately, like I said, the biggest threat is the Israelites coming back to who they are. That's what's really scaring them, because as I mentioned earlier, once the elect is sealed, it's done. It's done. It's game over. He's going to be kicked out of the rulership seat, and we're going to be, the ones that are next in line for dominion. Okay, dominionship. You see, but I'm going to end this lesson. Sorry I talked a little bit in this one. But I just had to make a couple points because, these Edomites, they're doing a lot of things behind closed doors. All right. And, it's got to be told. We got to, mention these things because, not everybody knows about it. And then two, the other thing is, we got to get prepped up. This stuff is good. It's going to come swift. It's going to come swift. All right. Remember, Esau is described as a lion. Okay. An eagle. You see? A snake. And those animals, once they start attacking, they're very swift. Very powerful. Okay. We got to be, ready. We got to be on our, on our toes. We got to be, prepared. Okay. Spiritually for the things to come. Because it's going to be a hectic ride very, very soon. Hey, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, the elect is going to, overcome and get the victory. All right, but with that, I'm going to end this lesson. Hopefully it was edifying. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom.